Welcome to Amberg Acres. You know, all I did was I just barely touched nicked that blade on the side of this grapple, and that thing's cutting bad already. It was cutting beautiful this morning. So what I want to do is I want to show you my box wedge splitter. Okay, I know I haven't shown this for a while, since last year or whenever that was that we broke it. I have it fixed now, and I also hooked it up differently to the tractor. So let's get started. So because my helper is not always available, I decided to hook this up to the back of the tractor and use the controls on the back of the tractor there, the hydraulics, to run it. Okay, that way I can operate it myself and I don't need a helper. If I put it on the front, it's better off if you have somebody sitting on the tractor running the controls, because it's on the joystick there. And that works fine. That all worked fine. But if you don't have a helper, that's an issue. So I moved it to the back here. So now I can load the log and then walk over here and operate it with the lever over here. So there's a couple of issues. One, it sticks out. Okay. So I put it on yesterday and I was driving around, cutting some trees up and stuff, whatever. And I barely bumped into a tree here on this side here, and over here on this side here I bumped into the tree, and it broke my weld right away. It's really kind of in your way on the back here like this. So you only want to put it on just to come split wood, and don't do anything else with it on there. And also in the process I bent my hitch here that I made last year. Not bad, but it's bent a little bit. I can probably straighten that out somehow. But anyhow, you get up here. The levers for the rear hydraulics are up there next to the seat by that orange. See the orange handle right here? That's the lift for the back here. Or right next to it, or right behind them just a little bit, are two levers that control these two hydraulic valves right here. Okay, so the reason they're there is because normally you would use these hydraulics to run a hydraulic arm or something hydraulic. I don't know what it would be, something hydraulic on the back of your tractor, right? I wouldn't think a brush hog. You don't have enough flow for a brush hog, a hydraulic brush hog, but something hydraulic back here is what you would have those controls for. So that's why they're up there by the seat. But that poses a problem because I always got to reach way over here to operate them. Okay, and that's fine for certain things, but not for this. So what I did is I made up a bar here that snaps onto that rod or that handle, and that's going to allow me to push and pull on that handle. So it goes right through this hole right here and right there like that, and now I can just pushing that rod, I can control that handle. Okay, and if this works out, if this works the way I think it will, I will make this better. I will make a round handle with a better clamp on the lever up there, so I'm not doing any damage to it. And then I can almost leave it on there. If I can get it on there decent, I can leave it on there and just have a handle like right here where I can just push and pull on it, you know. So those are my issues with it right now, the way I have it. But it works. I tested it out yesterday, and while I was testing it, I broke the pin there to bolt again. That's obviously my weak link here. I will also have to look into that, and you know, I'm thinking just a bigger bolt would help. That would be one way to fix it. But we'll see. It's not important right now. All right, so we're gonna fire this thing up and we're gonna split some wood and show you how this works. I've had a lot of people comment and ask me questions, not necessarily YouTube comments, but ask me questions about it. How does it really work? And you know, because I really haven't shown it last year because of my arm and stuff. We didn't split any wood and whatever. So we're gonna get some wood split right now. So it works just fine. But after a couple of minutes of doing it, one of the things that's going on in my head here is if I would make that a rod that comes all the way back here, okay, I could operate it from right here. I wouldn't have to keep walking around. If I could make a rod that would just kind of connect onto there, what can I compare it to? The jack on your car, you know, you got a big rod that goes under the car. Just something like that that would hook in there and have a little hook on the end, and I would just work that lever back and forth from right here. You know, I could maybe even go right through here, but that's probably not the best thing to do, to go through there, because if you go up and down, you'll bend it or whatever, or you forget to take it out. But I'm thinking if this lid I don't have the lid down because I just kind of threw my chainsaws in there. But if that lid weren't there, I could put a rod and I could stand right here and operate it. And I think that's something I'm going to work on, because it works. It splits up this wood, you know, nice square chunks. This is what I'm looking for my wood stove up there. This, I can stack a whole bunch more wood in if I have this stuff split nice and square like this here. And you do get a lot of kindling with this type of splitter. And I've noticed that on, what is the guy that's always on YouTube there? Woodridge Splitters. I think he's from Wisconsin here. He has something like this on his regular splitters. And that's kind of one of the places I got this idea from, was from his videos. But I noticed on his too, it makes a lot of kindling, you know, which is fine. You always need kindling. So the idea, my original idea, having it on the front of the forks, was that Barb could just drive up to a basket and I could load the logs on, and we'd just fill a basket right away where I wouldn't have to keep handling the wood. Okay, that's one of the issues with splitting wood, is you're handling it so much. And I watch a lot of videos. I watch these guys. They all handle the logs way too many times, you know. They saw them out in the woods. They just let them fall on the ground like this here, which is the reason I made that logging trailer. So I have that issue fixed. I didn't do it today because I got stuff in it right now, but I got that issue fixed with the logging trailer, that I don't have to bend down on the ground and pick up the logs. But you see them doing that. They cut them, they let them fall on the ground, then they pick them up and they put them in a trailer, then they take them back to where their splitter is and they split them. And that just seems like handling the wood way too many times, you know. So that's what I'm trying to eliminate here, is to try and get this so that I don't have to sit here and pick all this stuff up all the time, you know. Now I'm just doing this right now like this, just to show you that I got the splitter working. The splitter works fine, and we're gonna get this all split up here. I'm gonna grab a bigger piece here once. I got a couple of big ones here. I'm gonna do a couple of big ones yet for you, so you can see how it does the big ones. All right, so that's working pretty good. Nice square pieces. Those will stack good in a firewood rack. It'll just be so much nicer. So one more thing. There's two levers up there, right? There's two valves. So the one I'm using is, and I don't know the technical term of this, but you have to be pushing on it. It springs right back, okay? So you have to push and hold it in order for that to move forward. You have to pull it and hold it in order for that to move. So anytime I let go of it, it just stops, okay? And I kind of like that operation. The other handle is actually a click. So you could push it and click and then stand back and it would come up and split your log by itself. The problem is you got to be ready to stop it because it don't spring back to the middle. When it gets to the end, it just stays on. So that's not good either. So I like this one. I think this would work, a rod. I'll make a rod that I can come on and off. And I think that'll work. As you can see, it splits just fine. There's no issues with it really. This thing here could be, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe if I just put a block on the inside here so that when it pulls back, it actually pulls the log, pushes the log a little further and clears this because it gets hung up there once in a while. You know, just something like that. But other than that, it's working fine. It's working just fine. So, all right, guys. So we moved over here to the front yard. All this wood behind me here, this came from those two big trees. It's actually three big trees that we cut down back in July. Merv cut the one down by the road here, and then I cut the other two down myself. So this is all the branch wood and all the stuff that you couldn't use on the sawmill. And I started cutting it up yesterday. I still got a big pile of branches there, but I got a nice pile for the splitter here. I just wanted to show you how I rigged this up now. I just made a T-handle. So I can stand right here by the log and I can push and pull, okay? And that's how I set it up. Now let me show you up by the controls there how I hooked that up there. So right up here, hope you can see it right there, I made a bracket that goes on this lever right here, okay? And I put a pin or a bolt through there and then another arm, and that arm comes out. And I put like a D-ring here to support it, so it's just so I can leave it on there and it's just hanging there, okay? And then that's it. And I put a coupling right here. I put a coupling with it. This one's bolted hard and this one's got a pin so I can remove that T-handle. So then I can still use this thing and operate this and do whatever I want with it. And this shouldn't be in my way, because this is on there most of the time, this quick hitch. The only time I take this off is if I put the backhoe on, and we'll have to see what that looks like with the backhoe on. That might get in the way. If it does, then I just got to take that bolt off up front there, and this bar will come off. So that's what we did, and we're gonna fire this up and we'll split some wood. I can stand here and guide this in a little easier. I added some bars here and just bolted these on so I can take them back off if they don't work out. I'm a little tight. I don't know what this log measures, but I didn't use my trailer. I just cut this stuff up off the pile. I just went in there with the saw and just started hacking at it. So some of them are longer, some of them are shorter. All right, guys, so that's going to be it. So I wish I could get this to move a little faster. That would make it speed up a little bit. And I could, if I run my RPMs real high, it will go faster. But a tractor, for those of you who already have one, you know this, but a tractor only has so much flow. It's not a skid steer. Skid steers have a bigger pump and they have more flow. That's why they can run all those hydraulic attachments and stuff. A tractor does not have that. These pumps, or these, whatever, however you want to word it, they're made for moving an implement, you know, up and down, whatever. That's how a tractor is designed. They're not made for high flow like a skid steer has on it. So it is what it is, like I always say, but it works. Splits up some really nice square chunks of wood. And yeah, I'm calling it a success. Just got to work on that D-ring a little bit there so that this moves a little easier, and we'll be good to go. Well, guys, I had a major fail here. There must have been a knot inside that one of them bigger pieces that I didn't realize was in there. I saw the rod start bending, and by the time I realized what was going on, this had already started breaking off. I guess if you're going to build something like this, you want to build it with bigger, heavier metal. The wedge is holding up pretty good. I think the wedge is fine, but everything else is weak. I used the metal I had here, and it's the best I can explain it. This started bending. I just have this bolted with 1/2-inch grade 8 bolts. That started bending. So in order to make it better, I'm gonna have to beef it up. So if you like these videos, give me a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.